everyone, welcome to the XenArt Mermaid Paint and Paint Pixie YouTube channel. My name is Mio and I am Paint Pixie's youngest daughter and the XenArt's mama, Zenaya. So anyways, today I just wanted to show you guys how I do quick little character drawings out of blobs of color and ways that you could do little aliens and monsters and little under the sea creatures and just kind of have fun with that. So go ahead, get your XenArt Mermaid brushes ready, fill them up with water, grab your palettes. You don't have to be as messy as I am. You can be cleaner like Zenaya, totally up to you. So I'm starting with my yellows. And then later on I'm going to work and add these greens and blues in. And then, like I said, for the sea creatures, which I will just show you more of like the outlining of the sea creatures in a little bit. Those will be our blues and purples, since those are going to be, you know, under the alien sea. So start with your first blob. It doesn't have to be perfect. Lay down your paint and paper, play around with it, move it around, make some sort of head and body. The second one I kind of was thinking more like in Monsters Inc. I think his name was Randall. He kind of had this curved body, and so I wanted to try something like that. And then later on you can go in and add additional colors in there, but just like start getting your basic shapes and playing with it. Don't worry about being right, wrong, or you know, proportions. Great. This is what I love about watercolors. It's just fun to work with, and then you can literally just let your imagination kind of go crazy. So I did the initial body shapes, and then I kind of went in and added like little legs here, and then a little place for them to stand on, a little hill or something, a little floor. And that's just more so because I'd rather, you know, have fun using up the whole page instead of leaving a bunch of white space. So now I'm adding in my greens. Then I'm going to add some kind of like funky lips and eyes and make their heads weird, wonky, and honestly just nothing in mind. This time I didn't have a sketch or anything in mind. I just kind of, you know, these types of things I like to just go for and just have fun intuitively painting and letting your hand go where it wants to go, and, you know, adding embellishments where you want to add them. So like this guy, I wanted to add a little background, and then I knew I was going to give him some sort of wings or something later on, but just wanted to add the extra, like, more transparent embellishments behind him. Alright, so we're going to fast forward, and I skipped all of the under the sea because my silly self, when I recorded, I was in the wrong format, and so I totally cut off the bottom of the under the sea sketch, but that's okay because you kind of get the idea, and then I'll show you the outline of it later. So let's go in here. I wanted to, like, the middle character, I added like a little mohawk. You can add little seahorse type things. You can add wings. This guy, I wanted to give him a little Muppet type of nose, and then his eyeballs are like extended antennae that are coming out from the back of his head. And then I wanted to give him some kind of cool wings that weren't exactly even attached to his body. Like, you can see that they're kind of separate, but you know, he still has them and they're there. And then I'm always a fan of like doing these little, like, I don't know what that's called, like little bloop, 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 bloop. I don't know how to spell that. So this guy, I wanted to give him a ton of legs, something different. And then you can start going in, adding some details, and the details don't even have to be perfect. You can still go in there and just like rough sketch, add some lines, some mouth, anything like that, and then the details start pulling like as soon as and then you go in there and start outlining everything. So I took a Paint Pixie pen, XenArt Mermaid brush, Paint Pixie pen, there we go. Filled it with ink. It's just calligraphy ink that you can get off of Amazon, and it flows really well in the paints, or in the brushes. Depending which, I've tried different sizes, so I do notice that sometimes it flows easier out of certain ones. So you just need a really light hand, but it gives this really cartoonish illustration look once you start adding all of the little details. And like, if you look up close, my details are not perfect. They're not perfect circles, they're not perfect lines, they're just very free flow, free-handed. rough outlines, and then you can go in there and add your details. You can go in there and paint over them if you have some other kind of paints that you want to add, or acrylics, or add some, you know, whites or metallics onto your stuff. And boy, I never realized how dirty I get when you paint until I'm watching a video. But anyway, so we're doing some fishies. I kind of like that Dr. Seuss kind of look where they're very like whimsical, and then they have their little eyeballs. You could see the very first one I did like eyeballs on his face, and then I was like, I think that they needed like these Muppet eyeball type things that come off of their head. And then, ooh, this is the fun part, because this guy kind of reminds me of like little binoculars, and then there's his little Muppet nose. And I don't even follow and stay in the lines, honestly, because you have your color underneath it that kind of gives it implies that, you know, it's all filled in. But if you actually look back at a lot of children's books and illustrations, they're not perfect. Some of them, like, you know, different illustrator styles, or, you know, artists can break the rules, like where we don't have to stay in the lines. We don't have to, you know, paint everything the color that they're supposed to be. Part of having an imagination is like going crazy in this make-believe world and seeing what you can create that's so different than what we see in front of us in our regular day-to-day life. So this is why I like having fun and painting. Try to paint every day. You know, have fun with your shapes. Go make some trees. Go see how many different shapes trees you can do, or do like alien houses, or different types of eyes, different types of mouths on these guys. If you want to make them friendly, or if you want to make them scary, or add eyebrows onto them, or if you want to make them all very long eyelashes, you know, have fun. Do your thing. But anyways, I want to see what you come up with, so make sure to tag us at Paint Pixie Brushes on Facebook, Instagram, shop now, paintpixie.com, and thank you so much for joining us.